Ladies and gentlemen, today we are talking about Arc Raiders. I was a bit late to the party. I got it about a week after launch, but I have nonetheless got myself hooked pretty quickly. I'm going to give you a little review, my thoughts on the game, what's happened since I picked it up, and talk about its Game of the Year contention. So Arc Raiders is one of those games that gets under your skin. Not because it's the perfect game or it's an imperfect game. It's because it constantly makes you gamble. Every raid, every sound, every encounter feels like a coin toss between a gigantic victory and a complete and utter failure. It's really intense, it's hopeful, and it absolutely preys on all of our inner gambling addict that we all do have deep down. There's that urge to just push a little bit further, risk a little bit more, and see what happens if you cut it right down to the line. Today I'm going to dive into my experience with Arc Raiders, the story, the tension, the player versus player, and trying to answer that one burning question that we all have. Are the players in this world fighting for the greater good, or are they just fighting for themselves? Arc Raiders takes place in a world that's barely holding together. Humanity's back is against the wall, fighting an overwhelming machine threat known only as Arc. Sound familiar?
Hasta la vista, baby.
The story is bleak, but underneath that darkness there is a strange sense of hope. It's a belief in keeping humanity alive no matter what the cost is. You can hear it in the dialogue when you're sitting in the menus. You see it in the desperate settlements clinging to survival, but when you drop into a raid, that hope fades very quickly and turns into paranoia. Because out there, we really can't tell who's an ally and who's just out there waiting to ambush you and take all of your beautiful loot. Are we really united against the machines, or are we just survivors scavenging each other for those shiny pink and blue items? And this is where Arc Raiders really shines. It keeps you constantly questioning your trust, people's intent, and survival. The tension is just always there. You can feel it in your stomach. Your heart's rapidly beating, especially when you're trying to extract and you're just waiting for that lift to come up and get you out of there, knowing that there's probably somebody waiting nearby, waiting to either ambush you or just sneak in and get out of there with you. Arc Raiders is what is called a third-person extraction shooter. Think Escape from Tarkov meets The Division, but kind of in a broken sci-fi world full of, let's call them mechanical nightmares. You drop in, you scavenge for supplies, you fight enemies. Those enemies could either be AI, robots, or human. You never know.
Really? I thought you were the robot.
Nope, human.
All right, spare me your life story.
And then you try to extract alive with whatever you can carry. Like Tarkov, it is all about risk and reward. Bring in some good gear and you risk losing it all to the first person that ambushes you. You go in light and you might not survive the firefights that you find along the way. And that could be just a couple of wasps or a couple of really mean raiders that you come across. It's that push and pull, that constant gamble. It's the heartbeat of Arc Raiders. It's what makes every raid really tense, really unpredictable, and what brings everyone back for more and more. Before each raid, there's this moment of hesitation. Do I bring in the good rifle with all the attachments and all the extra ammo, the good gear, the bandages, the shield rechargers, the bigger loot pack, or do I just take in a free loadout and hope luck's on my side? You bring too little and you're underprepared for when things go sideways. And let's be honest, 9 times out of 10, they usually do. If you bring too much, you risk losing it all to that one unlucky ambush. You find some good stuff in the match. Sometimes it's good just to get out of there ASAP. Some weapons shred the robots, but are completely useless against other players. And others dominate in the PvP and barely do a dent in the robots. It is all about balance and reading the situation, which can be very difficult to do because you can't see their poker face. Arc Raiders rewards smart preparation just as much as it rewards skill in combat, and every decision matters. The AI in this game really deserves some serious credit. It's smart, and I'm pretty sure it's evolving. When Arc Raiders first dropped, from what I heard, the robots would hesitate to enter buildings and track you down if they spotted you and you went inside. Now, they'll chase you inside, they'll flank your position, they might even bait you out with some suppressive fire. Some have hidden weak points. It's not as simple as shooting the glowing spot like in some other games that you've played. For example, the Leapers, apparently they expose a vulnerable port when you shock them with something like a grenade or a mine, but most of them don't quite give you the easy answers. With the Wasps, you can shoot out the propellers. I don't know about the Bastions because I haven't had the balls to take one of those on just yet. You learn by dying, by watching, and by adapting. And if you're lucky, you come across a nice raider who's willing to share some tips and tricks with you. And that's what makes every fight feel dangerous and makes the game feel alive. The looting in the game is deep and quite satisfying. Every drawer, container, or wreck that you come across could hold something valuable that can be used for a mission later on, or a good weapon, or just give you a stack of money so you can upgrade your stash. And every sound you make while you're looting could draw someone else's attention, who comes in and wipes you out, steals the good loot. There are 4 quite distinct maps, and they each have their own mood, their own terrain, and they're kind of their own rhythm of combat to them. You have the Buried City. It is a kind of a half-swallowed metropolis in the desert. The skyscrapers are just poking out of the sand dunes. There's a lot of tight corridors and low visibility inside, and makes it perfect for ambushes and close-range fights. There's a lot of close-range roof-to-roof fights going on. You got the spaceport. It's a big industrial hub covered with rusted spacecrafts and massive launch structures. It's all about height in this one. A lot of tall towers, and there's a lot of vertical firefights, and cross-platform duels are going on all the time. Portable ziplines in this one come in handy. We've got Dam Battleground, a massive hydroelectric complex surrounded by destroyed machinery and echoing concrete. Gunfire reverberates off the walls, masking footsteps and confusing the direction of the firefight. It's a lot of indoor and underground territory. And finally, you got Blue Gate, which is a kind of coastal region dotted with cliffs and abandoned bunkers. Visually, it's a stunning map, but it is wide open and it forces you to rely on the cover of the terrain and the sound effects around you. Each map kind of features dynamic weather systems and constantly change your approach, whether you drop into a thick rainstorm and thick fog, or one of the sporadic electrical storms that you can drop into. You gotta watch out for that lightning. It gives you a bit of a warning, and if it strikes, it's over. You'll find sunsets and night raids where the visibility is very low, and using your flashlight probably isn't the best bet because someone's gonna find you. And these environmental systems make the world feel really alive, unstable, and very unpredictable. You never know what you're gonna drop into, and no 2 raids really ever feel the same. The real wild card in this game, though, is the other players. The fact that you drop into lobbies and you never know who's gonna be in there. There's always that moment of hesitation when you see someone across the field. Are they going to just be a passerby? Are they going to help you with the fight? Or are they going to put a bullet in your head and take everything you worked so hard for? In theory, we're all kind of there for the same reason. Loot, destroy some robots, get out. Surviving, rebuilding, and pushing back against Skynet. I mean, Ark. But in practice, most people just shoot first and don't bother asking questions later and take all your stuff. I've been ambushed, mid-loot, betrayed after teaming up with people, and just plain hunted down by squads who just choose violence. And yet, that unpredictability is what gives the game its soul. It's what keeps us coming back for more. When you do manage to team up, even briefly, it feels meaningful, it feels great. Faith in humanity gets a little bit restored, but those fleeting moments of trust are rare, and they do stand out against the constant fight for your life. There is a few pretty good comedic moments in this, like when you get knocked out after somebody downs you. Hey, revive me. You could just revive me. You could revive me. Hey, you could revive me. Think about it. That's a funny little touch that was completely unnecessary, might I add. Feels kind of rude, but so satisfying when you get to do it to someone else, especially after your last 3 raids have ended in you being the victim of a brutal KO. It just feels really personal when someone does it to you. Also, you have a chicken that runs around for you. It's never in game, but for some reason you have a pet chicken who goes around collecting loot for you. Why? I don't know, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Also, as I'm in the middle of recording this video, I see that the devs have just lowered the prices for their cosmetics in the store and are offering refunds to anybody who has already purchased them before tomorrow, which is pretty cool of them. I mean, not only is the game half the price of a usual game these days, which, let's be honest, that's how much they used to cost, that's how much they should cost, considering most of them are unfinished these days anyway. That's a whole nother story. Also, they've looked to prioritize duos as well, so it's nice you can drop in as a duo and not have to have a third person that you may not know in your squad. Although I have squatted up with some nice people, added them on my account, and they have also followed the stream, so it is beneficial to me to have those extra people in many ways. If there is one thing that Arc Raiders nailed, it is the sound design. You can hear everything. You hear the drips of rain into the puddles, the sound of your boots in the mud, the kind of metallic echo of the big mechs walking around or flying around. Gunfire feels powerful. It feels true to what it should sound like. The kind of mechanical sounds of the big robots walking around is genuinely chilling. It makes you duck for cover and hide behind walls and let the thing walk by. You can even hear the footsteps of other raiders looting nearby. That often leads you to the decision to keep on moving or be the villain. The character creation is surprisingly limited, and honestly, I kind of love it. At first, I expected it to be that RPG style, kind of Fallout, Skyrim, Starfield, where you're creating your character, you're shaping the eyebrows, choosing how badass he looks with all the scars, choosing the hairdo, male or female, and I just can't be bothered doing that kind of stuff anymore. Art completely skips that. You pick a style, you pick one of, I think there was around 20 different style of people, tweak it a little bit and you're in. It just let me jump straight into the game without wasting any time, and I didn't feel like I missed out on anything either. It fits the tone. This game isn't about vanity, it's about survival. Arc Raiders isn't just any extraction shooter. It's a game that emphasizes the holding on to hope in a world that's already clearly lost. It's about pushing through all that chaos, gambling everything, and trying to keep that last spark of humanity alive. You feel it in the interactions with each person you come across. It almost feels real in a sense. It's harsh and it's bleak, but it's also beautiful in a way that captures that survival instinct that we all have. Whether you are here for the player versus player, the ever-evolving AI, or you're just the rush for that one perfect extraction, aka you are a gambling addict, Arc Raiders finds a way to pull you back in. No matter how many times you lose, there's always that thought in the back of your head, maybe this raid will be different. Spoiler alert, it probably won't. So, is Arc Raiders Game of the Year? I don't know. It has some tough competition. Games like Expedition 33 and Death Stranding 2. Whenever you've got Hideo Kojima in the running, you've got some tough competition. I haven't played Death Stranding, either of them. I hear they're pretty great, but that's why I'm going to wait to find out without really having my own opinion. I just know that it's an amazing game, and I'm enjoying every minute of it, both solo and with friends, although you feel a little safer when you're out there with friends. So if you enjoyed this review, my thoughts on the game, drop a like, share your wildest Arc Raiders story in the comments. Let me know if you think it's going to be Game of the Year, if it should even be in the running for Game of the Year, or if you don't like this game at all. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more deep dive reviews, and I'll see you in the next raid. I promise I won't shoot first.